everyone, it's Sharana from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Charmed Season 1, Episode 8, Bugaboo, okay? So the episode opens up, we see that the girls are fighting Creepy Girl from the bar, but I can't call her Creepy Girl from the bar no more because we found out halfway through the episode that her name is Jada. I'm really sad because I was like, I like calling her Creepy Girl from the bar, but okay, so Jada, she too fast for them. She like going in and out, in and out. They don't know what to do. So they basically say, hey, look, we ain't got time to be trying to catch you. So we're going to go ahead and tell the elders what's going on, and then we're going to have them deal with you because you just too much, okay? And so after they leave, Jada, basically we see that Jada uses the shard that that she stole at the end of last week's episode. We see that she uses the shard to open up something. We see like a hand come through, like a little hand came through. And so, yeah. So Maggie is competing for an internship at a matchmaking company, which we see leads to the demon that they're dealing with this episode, which I thought was like very interesting. Like, this show is getting better, y'all. I thought it was really cool that they use this dating app to basically use it for a way for demons to try to get like new people, new victims and stuff like that. I like how they're integrating technology, kind of the things that are happening right now. I thought that was really cool how they did that. Basically, there's a competition that they announce. Whoever signs up the most people for this dating app, then they will get an internship for Chicago. And so we see Parker shows up and Maggie's telling him like that she's trying to win this internship. And he was like, hey, don't worry about it. You could just come work for my dad's company in Chicago. It pays really well, so you shouldn't have any issues. And I like that she tells him like, hey, first and foremost, this will actually count towards my class Rex, but also too, I want to do this on my own. Like, I don't need you to give me an internship. I'm totally capable of doing that as well. So I thought it was really cool that she told Parker that. But because she ends up turning him down about the job, we see that Parker and Hunter are talking to their father, and he's not so happy about it. So we see that Parker starts like coughing while he like yelling at them, and I think he's like, hey, are you okay? It seems like you're getting worse. And I thought he was gonna be like this concerned parent, but instead he was like, no, you're getting worse because you didn't do what I told you to do. And if you go ahead and go get this girl's plasma, like I've been telling you for the past 2 episodes, that ain't what he said, but that's essentially what he was saying, then you wouldn't be coughing right now because we'll have her blood and then everything will be good and dandy, okay? And we can get rid of this little pesky human side of you that's holding you back. And I was like, dang, your daddy is mad disrespectful. Like, I just don't understand like why he hates his kids so much. But I like that Hunter does take up for him. And I don't understand, like, why am I sympathizing with these demons right now? But I like their brotherly bond that they have, as Hunter is basically just telling him, like, hey, our dad is a douche. Don't worry about him. I got you, bro. Basically, then we go to Macy. So Macy was promoted to the supervisor job by the heroes lady. I forgot her name. I'll go and figure it out before next week's episode. But I do like how her boss basically tells her, like, girl, you got the job. Like, why are you doing the most? Why are you being extra? Don't you hate those coworkers who be trying to come in early, stay late, show they care about the company? And it's just like, look, I don't know why you don't have a life, but I need you to go get a life. And that's basically what Macy's boss told her to do. Girl, you got the rest of your life to be working for the man or the one man. In this instance, you don't need to be doing this. Like, girl, go get out. You young, have fun, live your life. And so Macy's like, okay, I'm finna go live my best life. That ain't what she said, but that's what she told her. I'm living my best life. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm tired, y'all. Sorry. So, Macy said, yeah, I'm finna leave. She don't leave. She stay there and keep doing some more work. Then we see these 2 guys on a date. They looking like they really hit it off. Like, hey, like, it seemed like we had a connection. They was like, yeah. And then he go back to his car, and then this little thing eats the dude. And I was like, dang, he gonna miss out on his boo. Like, was really sad about that because it really looked like they hit things off. So, I'm trying to figure out what Harry and Charity got going on, because we see that they was like lovers, because towards the middle of the episode, we see that she was just like, hey, we can't go down this road again. And then they look like they was finna kiss, and then she was like, oh, I gotta go. I can't fall for this no more. And then she disappeared. But I'm just trying to figure out what's more to this. Like, I don't know, but I need to hear a little bit more answers. So we see that Mel is basically trying to convince Charity that, hey, I really think that these people who are going missing, it has something to do with a demon. She's like, girl, we can't be handling all these human affairs. So they go to the crime scene, they pause everybody, and then they see these like little insect looking type of things, and they realize, okay, this is definitely a demon. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to investigate this a little bit further. I really love that okay, first of all, Macy was the MVP of this entire episode, okay? Maggie is still my favorite so far, but Macy was like the MVP for all the truth that she was speaking. I said, girl, speak on it, okay? So Maggie's basically trying to sign Macy up for this dating app because, you know, Macy all sad because of Galva and stuff and how he got a boo, but now he ain't got no boo no more, but we're going to get to that later. So she tells her, like, girl, like, yeah, you need to get out and have fun and let your hair loose. And then she looked at her like, girl, girl, I know we sisters, but don't touch my hair. Yeah, that's not what was playing. They should have started playing it because it would have been super funny. But when Macy did that, like, girl, don't touch my dang on hair. Like, who told you that was okay? And then when she started telling her, like, hey, she's telling Maggie about how Black women and Asian men have their lowest on the totem pole statistically for like how many matches they actually get. And Maggie was like, how? Like, you're so beautiful. And then she's like, girl, I don't need nobody sitting up here telling me how exotic I look or that we'll have cute babies. And I was like, but that be the stuff that is really happening. And it's even hard, like, for me as a Black woman, I so identified to what Macy was saying. I was like, girl, tell them the truth, okay? Tell them how we're the least desirable out of the dating pool. And so these are one of these instances where they're bringing like real life facts and things that women of color or people of color deal with, and it worked. It worked perfectly. I was like, you guys did a great job with her putting those statistics in there, and then with the whole exotic thing and our baby's gonna look cute. I was like, thank y'all, because y'all did that right, and I was proud of you guys, okay? So yeah, so basically they have that whole conversation, and so then we switch to Mel, who actually runs into Jada, aka Creepy Bar Girl, and she's basically telling her like, hey, I'm a half witch, half white lighter. And then, you know, I was basically what the elders call an abomination. And she tells them about a group called the Circana who doesn't want to adhere to the elders' rules that they have on what type of magic they can do, all these rules that certain people can't be with other people. And so I really love hearing things like that, because it goes to show how when a group of people or society tells you, basically telling you because of who you are, you can't be with this type of person. So it's almost like do you want to call it elitism? Like basically how the elders are dealing with these things. I guess you could say that basically by them saying if you're a white lighter, you can't be with a witch. I just don't understand these things, but I like that they're talking about this a little bit more. And so we know that she gives Mel the shard and basically like, hey, I needed to release a witch who was actually put in the prison by the elders because they broke one of their rules. And this is what they do to people who basically don't want to drink the Kool-Aid. And so she's basically telling her like, hey, you killed my mom. She's like, girl, I didn't kill your mama, Marisol. She was basically a friend of this Turkana as well. She helped us do a spell. She told her like what page it was on, everything checked out. And then basically she was telling her that she wanted to recruit her. She wanted Mel to become a part of the Sarkana. So then we switch to Macy, who's at work. Something wrong with Galvin. Galvin on the phone talking about something, and she goes to try to talk to her. And then he like got like a little crump with her. And I was like, hold up, Galvin. Don't be talking about the side of your neck like that, okay? Because I thought I was going to have to get him together. But Macy said, let me be clear, okay? I'm your boss, and don't you ever in your life, okay? Ever in your life talk to me the way that you just talked to me. There's going to be some problems, okay? She quickly got him together, and that's like, Macy, this is why you're MVP of this episode. Because I don't care what happened. He's never telling her they cut my funding. So me and Summer broke up. Boy, I don't care. You ain't going to talk to me crazy just because you had a bad day. I don't care, okay? Don't talk to me like that. And then she was sitting up here listening to him like, oh, I'm so sorry. I ain't sorry. Because you shouldn't have been with Summer in the first place, okay? Because you should have been with me. You should have waited for me and gave me time to do what I needed to do and work all of my stuff out. So So yeah, so then she telling Maggie, and Maggie's like, girl, you better climb that tree. Yeah, Maggie is like that friend who's your hype friend. They hype you up for everything, even through bad decisions when they should be telling you don't do that. They like, nah, sis, go ahead and do that. Live your life, girl. Live your best life. That's why I like Maggie, because she just ain't right. But she got her best, she got everybody's best intentions at heart, okay? So she basically started telling her, like, girl, just sign up for this app. Let me go ahead and get you a boo. Like, go ahead. And then she see that somebody sent her a message. She's like, oh, girl, go ahead and message him back because he like you. So, yeah. So, we see that Parker is on a date with Maggie. So he's on a date. He starts coughing again. He's getting sick. And so, he goes to the bathroom. And then we see Hunter is shapeshifting into somebody else, basically spying on him like, hey, get your head in the game. Stop falling for her, because it looks like you're seriously falling for her. That is not a part of the plan. Just do what Dad asked you to do so we can get on with our lives. And so he comes back, and then he basically says like, hey, I really need a favor from you. The only person who knows about my disease. Could you do a plasma transfer for me? And I was like, you know what, Parker, that was actually like, why couldn't you have done that sooner? It was so easy for you to basically ask Maggie to do that. And of course she's like, yeah, boo, I got you, boo. So he feeling good. Like, I did what my dad told me to do. My daddy might not hate me no more. He's still gonna hate you. But you know what? Good job for completing your mission. I'm actually kind of proud of you. So we switched to seeing another couple on a date, and then we see this little insect thing. Basically, I don't know what the hell that he did to her, but yeah, it was pretty disgusting. And I really do need them to still work on how they're going to portray these demons, because something's still not right with them. But you know what? For that to be the only issue that I had with this episode, this was still a great episode. So we see that we found out a little bit more information, especially when, after the conversation that Harry and Charity has. And then we also find out that Fiona was Charity's sister, and basically she was a part of the Sarkana. So this adds a whole nother layer into, I just don't trust the elders. I feel like something is up. I never really trusted Charity. It just always seems like she was just too good to be true. Like, you just can't trust her. She's just not somebody that you can trust. We actually see that Macy goes out on a date with the guy who messaged her. And I thought it was really cute how they made him the Asian as the two least desirable people. They were the ones who ended up on a date. Everything seems to be going well. And then, of course, they figure out that this whole app thing, or basically these insects trying to get little people for their queen so they can mate and like have babies. The babies can have, it was just really disgusting. That whole scene was disgusting. We see Macy gets attacked, and then she wrapped up in all these little webs and stuff. It was so disgusting seeing the eggs coming out of their mouths and stuff. And then I thought it was funny when Maggie was like, I wanted Macy to get laid, but not like this. I thought that was super cute and super funny. But we see that they go to try to save her. And Harry's afraid of insects, so all these little insect things. First of all, I was nauseous just watching it through the TV, so it was just way too much for me through this. But they end up saving Macy, killing the little insect thing, because Macy used the thing to kill an insect because she used the little powers to smash the insect, basically squash the insect like a bug. How original. Just something so simple, but it still worked, y'all. It still worked. So we see that Maggie eventually ends up deciding to not go to Chicago, because clearly the internship is not going to work. But she decides to stay with her sisters because she just wants to bond with her sisters more. And then seeing how Macy was in trouble, she's starting to buy into more about this whole, the power of three and how they need to be together. Also too, Macy makes a decision and says, hey, I want my old thing back. Even though she didn't really have them, but she was like, I want Galvin, and I'm going to do what I got to do to get my bae. I said, Macy, I see you. I see you getting confident, stepping up, taking what's yours, okay? I'm here for this, Macy. I'm here for you right now. We see that basically Macy ends up calling Galvin. She takes a little shot. She at the bar. She called Galvin like, hey, you know what? I know you just, it's bad timing. You going through all this stuff. But you know what? I want you, boo. Come have a drink with me, boo. He said, okay, boo. That ain't really what he said, but I mean, that is what he said. You just didn't say it like that. But as he's going to basically, finish his stuff up at work and leaving, he ends up getting hit by a car, and we see the little the little symbol that Macy can see. We see that light up. And then we see that Maggie actually goes to Parker to check on him after he has his little plasma transfusion. And then she basically says that her and Mel donated their blood. So clearly this is going to make his dad even more happy. And then she tells Parker that, hey, I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to Chicago or anything like that. But he's okay with it because basically he got the blood. I don't know how the blood is supposed to make him feel better. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything that's going on. So we only got one more episode next week, and then we have the mid-season finale, and then they come back at the beginning of the new year to finish out. I think this season is either 22 or maybe 24 episodes for this season. But yeah, I really think that the show is definitely getting better. I will have to say this is probably my most favorite episode of the entire season. As I said, last week's episode was pretty darn good as well, but this was great. I love how they introduced Jada's character, saying that she's half witch, half white lighter. Basically kind of what we saw with the old series when, you know, Leo and Piper had the kid and all that stuff. I'm happy to see they're kind of bringing this in new different ways. Oh, y'all, how did I forget? Mel was going to investigate the tattoo that she saw on Jada's hand, and then she goes to this tattoo parlor, and then she sees this door after she does a spell, and then she walks in, this girl hits her, knocks her out, and then Jada was like, girl, what you trying to do? We recruiting her, and she was like, she almost saw Fiona. So we know that Fiona is actually alive. But we see that Mel actually goes and takes Harry Little Compass that summons the Elders Charity. And so when she summons Charity, and Charity's like, oh, I was actually about to summon you. And Mel was like, girl, for what? And so they bring her into the room with all these elders who are noticeably all women. But their faces are hidden because they don't know who's trying to kill the elders. So they basically have to protect our identities for now. And so they tell her that they want her to infiltrate the Sarkana and basically give them information. So yeah, I don't trust the elders, y'all. I really don't trust the elders. I don't know what they got up their sleeves. I just don't trust them at all. But as I was saying, I really enjoyed this episode. I love how they use new technology as far as the dating app, on how demons use dating apps to basically get their prey without even having to try so hard. I love what they did with Macy's character, Macy speaking truth this entire episode. I was just here for all of this, and they toned Mel down this episode. It's like everything just worked good. Now, if we can get this whole how we're going to have these demons look every episode, then it'll be perfect. Just whatever you did for this episode, just keep doing for the rest of the episodes, and fix like how y'all making these demons look with the CGI, and it'll be perfect. Like, great job, guys. Seriously, great job. Best episode of the season. So those are my thoughts on Charmed Season 1, Episode 8, Bugaboo. And as always, my name is Sharana from Payroll Waits, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell, and I will see you soon.